What's up, guys? Welcome to another Average at Best gaming video. This one on the Madden 20 beta. This is my impressions on the game from the beta. Understanding that they can go ahead and make changes before release, but if you're curious on what the beta was like or what my thoughts are, this is a video for you. If you don't mind going ahead and clicking like on the video or either subscribing, I am trying to build my channel, so any like or subscribe does help. It means a lot to me, so thank you in advance for that. In the background, I have some Madden 19 gameplay with my sliders. So if you like what you see, go ahead and check out my sliders if you're looking for some Madden football to get you through until the Madden 20 beta release. So, get into the overview of the beta. I'm going to go over what I liked and what I didn't like. I'm going to try to keep it fast and flowing and not ramble on too much. That we can kind of get through the video and hear what I did like about the beta. So, let's begin. So, the first thing I love about the beta is the new quarterback passing trajectories and throwing animations. They are fantastic. Passing feels the best it's ever felt in Madden, in my opinion. It's really fun to do. You can make throws that you used to not be able to make, and it just feels really rewarding. So I love the new passing trajectories and the passing throwing mechanics. To tie into the passing game, they actually did add some new wide receiver catch animations, which when triggered are absolutely phenomenal. I am a big fan. They didn't talk about that. It was just a little surprise, but really like those new catch animations when you do get them. On the passing, sticking with passing, I do like the pass rush. Pass rush is great. It does not need to be touched. It needs to be left alone. The pass rush in the current state will give you between 2 to 4.5 seconds to find an open receiver, depending on if the CPU blitzed, if you made a proper adjustment at the line of scrimmage, if you had your hot route ready, things like that. A lot of people were overreacting to the pass rush based off the Pro Bowl game, which is really stupid because if you think about it, the Pro Bowl will have X factors at every single position on defense, and since they aren't on the offensive line, you would have no way of properly countering them. So you're really going to just get a Pro Bowl game where, yeah, the pass rush is going to seem way overpowered just because of that. Once you actually get into a normal game with normal teams, that is not an issue. It's very balanced. It's properly done. You're going to get your realistic time to throw, mimicking real life situations. So pass rush is fantastic. I love it. Don't change it, EA. Leave it how it is. People will adjust. If you must change it only for competitive mode. Do nothing with simulation mode. So there's my thoughts on that. Kind of going forward with more things that I do like. They have a new PA announcer. He's amazing. You could go ahead and shut off the commentary and just listen to him, and you wouldn't be disappointed at all. So shout out to the new PA announcer they didn't even tell us about. He is fantastic. So other things that I really like from the beta are the gameplay. Gameplay in general is really, really solid right now. Player movement is phenomenal. It really feels very polished at this point. There are some things that they could tweak and improve on. Of course, it's just a beta, but overall it feels really, really good. It honestly gives you a feel of Madden PS2 days, which is not a bad thing, as we all know that gameplay was really good. So gameplay in general, player movement is absolutely fantastic right now. So other things that I did like getting away from gameplay in franchise mode, they redid contracts, so players will ask for more money in line with their position and their overall, which definitely makes it more challenging when you're trying to build a team. I did some simulations going forward, and I got to the point where in the following preseason I went to sign some vets, and I didn't even have the cap room to do it, and I didn't even realize it. My team wasn't even very good. I was like an 80 overall. I was using the Detroit Lions, and I didn't even have a 90 overall player on my team. But it all comes down with how you want to spend your money and being smart with your money and having good contracts. Otherwise, you will get into a situation where you run out of money, which I think adds a whole new element to franchise mode that is desperately needed, as lackluster as that mode is and continues to be. Another thing inside franchise mode that I think they definitely improved was draft classes. Draft classes are way more balanced, I believe. In my opinion, you're not going to have a ton of 80 overall players in the first round or anything, or in general. They really bounced out the level of the playing field. You're going to get your busts and you're going to get your gems in the later rounds as well. But the nice thing is you're not going to have like a ton of highly rated players come out of the first round. You're going to have, upper 70s, and then it's going to decrease. You're not going to get these incredible players just right off the bat, which is really cool. Um, they also changed up the XP system a little bit, which I still don't like XP system for progression, but at least the changes made this year are an improvement. So now players get a set amount of XP based on if they're a starter or if they are a bench player that they earn every single training, every single practice, I should say, quote unquote. Um, and the differences between normal and then star and superstar development traits are how much they need to get that next unlock. So it's no more you earn extra XP for having that dev trait. It's all about you need less XP to unlock a new upgrade. So that's a kind of cool thing that they did to adjust XP. I don't mind it right now. And with some XP sliders, I think it'll be pretty doable, but overall, I still don't like the XP system. But it's an improvement for Madden 20. I'll take it. Um, Other things that I do like from the beta, I guess, is the lighting is improved some, especially for the weather. Depending on the weather, you'll definitely feel like the lighting has improved. So I do appreciate that. I know some people were complaining about it was too dark in certain stadiums. And I think that's honestly just a glitch that they'll get ironed out. I never had any issues with this. And so that's why I believe that it's 100%. It was just a glitch tied to certain teams or certain stadiums. But overall, the lighting is improved tremendously. And it honestly makes you feel like the graphics are a lot better. Um, they did also do some work with play calling suggestions. Definitely needs some work, but I do like how they added some more options to play call suggestions where you can choose to have play call suggestion for both run and pass, or just run, or just pass. So that was nice. Um, so overall, the gameplay is really, really good. There are some things, though, however, that I don't like that I would really like to have them address. At least what they can address before release. So, number one would be CPU quarterbacks need a lot of work. So, first of all, they're too accurate. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're too accurate because their ratings are too accurate, but it could be that they're too accurate because their completion percentage is so high because they don't take enough deeper throws. A lot of their throws are 10 to 15 yards, which are obviously the easier throws to complete. So if they were tuned to take more shots down the field, even 20, 25 yards, I feel like this would definitely help reduce the completion percentage. If they don't want to tune that, then they definitely need to reduce the accuracy of it. And it needs to be done for the user too, because it's really honestly pretty easy to have too high of a completion percentage game in and game out with players that aren't even that great. So definitely need to rework that for the release. They also need to do some quarterback sack avoidance logic. There currently is none, it seems, for the CPU. When you get on a rush, they'll just run straight backwards, and you get a sack for even more yardage than there would have been had they not moved. But because they only go straight backwards, they don't avoid anything. I didn't have a quarterback take off and run on me more than one time in the entire beta. They definitely did not scramble to the outside, left or right. I didn't see really any quarterback designed runs, and this was against guys like Cam Newton and Deshaun Watson that I played, where I didn't see any of this. So they definitely need to improve sack avoidance. They need to improve scrambling. They need to improve the completion percentage, either via passes attempted or by lowering the accuracy for CPU quarterbacks. So those are a couple of things that I don't like that I hope they fix in time for the release. Another thing that they need to go ahead and adjust is their penalties are pretty much the same. They're not there. They claim that it's based on real NFL data. If you leave them at 50, this is not the case at all. Getting anything to pop up that isn't either a face mask or a DPI is just absolutely difficult. And I of course leave penalties at default, and I just could not get anything to pop up at any close to a realistic rate. And I was 12-minute quarters with Excel clocks, so I mean I was playing what would be considered mostly a full game of football, and I just wasn't getting anywhere near the right amount of penalties. Another thing I don't like is that they got rid of the walk-up animation. I know it's to try to speed up the gameplay, but it definitely takes out an immersion factor. Number one, number two, no huddle offense. When you're playing defense, you are absolutely SOL. Like running the no huddle will be a huge cheese online if you're into online, which I of course am not. I only play offline. But no matter what, when you get the no huddle ran against you, because there is no walking up to the line of scrimmage, they cut that out completely. Your players are just instantly set up. You have very little time to, number one, pick a play, number two, make any adjustments based on what their formation looks like on defense, which I know you don't have a lot of time when teams are running the no huddle against you anyway, but you would definitely get more than what you get currently in this game. So I do hope that they either bring back the walkout animation, breaking the huddle animation, that we had the last couple years, or find a way to give you more time during a no huddle to make some adjustments. Just even an extra 2 seconds would be huge. Along with that, the CPU quarterback snaps the ball way too fast. There needs to be more time at the line of scrimmage spent making adjustments, making audibles, or even just trying to draw the defense off sides. Right now, you don't get any of that. The quarterback literally walks up and is under center for about 4 seconds and snaps the ball. So when you call a play, even if Excel clock runs it down 20 seconds on the play clock, the CPU is constantly snapping the ball with 15 seconds left or more on the play clock, which I'm fine with it happening every now and then, but there's a lot of times teams run the play clock all the way down so that you can see the blitzes, and they try to draw teams off sides. And so they definitely need to improve that and have the CPU not snap the ball so fast. Another thing I don't like is franchise mode is completely stale yet again. The scenario engine, I'm going to hope, was just not in full effect without the presence of QB1 in the beta. So I'm hoping that the scenario engine, there's more to it, and that is there in the full game release. But in the beta scenario engine, it was kind of cool, but it didn't really add anything for franchise for the immersion. So you get most of your gains in franchise this year will just be from the new draft classes, and the new cap. Building a team financially. Other than that, it's the same old franchise we've had for the last couple of years. Just very boring. They didn't really do anything to improve that at all. So that was really frustrating. Luckily, this game, the gameplay is good enough right now to overcome that, because the gameplay is truly phenomenal. So there's that, I guess. One other thing I didn't like is commentary seems to be left pretty much untouched. I'm sure they'll have new lines for the new players, but other than recording new lines for new players, I didn't hear anything new in the beta that I hadn't heard in Madden 19 or 18. It seems like it's just the same old recycled lines over and over again, especially if you're in franchise mode and you have a team. You're going to hear the same lines every single week, which sucks. They need to be able to split it up a little bit, but it is what it is. One other thing that I don't really like from the beta was tackling the big hits were a little too frequent and didn't really make a lot of sense. They need to tone down the big hits. It's not a huge issue. It was the same as last year, but definitely tone down the big hits a little bit from the beta. Otherwise, this game is playing really, really well. It's a very polished game. Player movement is really well done. There's been improvements to the blocking on the passing side of the ball and running. A lot of new logic there that you can see take place. So overall, those are my Madden beta impressions on what's great, what needs to be improved. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have anything you'd like to say, go ahead and leave in the comments below. And keep in touch. As soon as Madden 20 releases, I will have a slider set out for it that I was able to kind of work on and create during the beta that played extremely well. So let's go ahead and keep our fingers crossed that EA listens to us and goes ahead and makes those improvements for the full release and leaves the pass rush untouched. So thanks for watching. Later.
Oye, ven acá. Oye, tú sabes que estos mamahuevos están buscando sus mujeres.